Hello everyone and welcome back to the Slay the Party Devlog. If you haven't checked out the previous episodes yet, make sure to watch them first, as this time I added some core gameplay mechanics, the skill system and win condition. To start, you'll notice I minimized the windows to display both clients on the screen simultaneously. This should make it much easier to follow along. Honestly, I'm not sure why I didn't think of this earlier, but hey, better late than never. It's especially crucial for this episode since we'll be switching between the clients quite a bit. You'll also notice some new elements on the screen, player stats and the skill bar at the bottom. I think you can already see where this game is heading now. I've started drafting a game design document also by the way, which I'll share on my website soon. You'll find the link in the description. I'll also explain the mechanics briefly as we go. Let's dive in. In the previous devlog, we had basic player movement. There is nothing new about that part. But now, after moving, you can cast a skill from your skill bar. These two characters currently have different skills, while these will eventually be tied to character classes. For now, they are just placeholders with random numbers. When you pick a skill, the board highlights its range. If your target is out of range, you won't be able to select it. If it's within range, you can target it. Each skill has a mana cost and damage value, and though the skills are in the basic form, it's enough to make the system work right now. Casting a skill costs mana and deal damage to the target. For example, when I cast this skill, I will lose mana equal to the skill's cost, and my target's health will be decreased by the skill's damage value. After that, my turn ends. There will be some combo mechanics in the future, but for now, you can only cast one skill per turn. Of course, you can also choose to end your turn without using a skill. If a player's health reaches to 0, they are eliminated. And when only one player remains, they win. Despite having even less time to work on the project this week, just the weekends, I am proud of the progress I made. Compared to the previous devlog, we now have an actual gameplay, which feels like a significant milestone. The skill system might look simple in first look, but it's much more complex than it appears in the background. I've also spent some time refactoring older code to make it more server authoritative and adjusted it to integrate with the new player stats framework. That's why I don't want to share too much of the code yet. As I mentioned a couple of times, I don't want to share the code without being sure that it's the final version. But just like the previous log, I'd like to highlight some of the important parts about the script. I didn't build a database for the project since it's a portfolio piece, so all skill data is saved on the client. While it works for a small scale project like this one, it's obviously not suitable for commercial games. But I at least validate the skill data on the host to make sure they are working with the same data. So it's not susceptible to alterations as it would be otherwise. Each class has a predefined list of skills, and the server assigns the correct list to each player upon loading. From there, it's straightforward coding, sending the skill codes, abstracting mana, notifying the server, and so on. As always, if you have any specific questions about the implementation, feel free to ask in the comments. The skill system is I think serviceable for now, so in the next video, I'll start working on filling these empty squares. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next week. Take care.